Welcome back, Warriors! Thank you so much for sticking around with us. We have some awesome new content to show today about this upcoming converted map, and so join me on the couch is Ed. Welcome, Ed.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you on here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm super happy to finally be able to show and tell more about the map.
Oh, we're going to show and tell. There's a lot to go over on this, too. But I wanted to just take 1 second, audience out there. Just know, like, we were watching the chat, and we saw there was a few questions about the new Ezio Peacekeeper hero skin thing there. This is not limited time, all right? We just wanted to specify that. Yes, we have a limited time game mode event, but Ezio, he's going to be around to stay. So don't worry about that. We just wanted to make sure everybody at home knew that he's going to stick around forever, so it's going to be awesome. So it's good. But to talk about these maps, now this is a huge deal. I'm so excited for this.
It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute. Yeah. And you know, we've teased it, we've kind of mentioned it, but now it's actually time to kind of like dive in. What's it going to look like? What's it going to play like? So Ed, what can you tell us about the new map?
Yeah, let's get right into it because we have a lot to cover here. So let's start off with the here's the overview of the map here with the 3 capture zones, A, B, and C. As you guys know, very important to play Dominion.
Yeah.
So like to kind of take you guys through a bit of the design process here was like, say on day 1, you know, I put in the spawners in the map and I had to calculate my runtime parity across the 3 different zones there.
Okay. Now, I'm sure. Now, I know what that means. Obviously, I think. But for just those at home, what exactly is runtime parity? Like?
So it's a technical term. You don't need to worry about.
Oh, thank God.
But, yeah. So it's a fancy way of saying the time it takes to get between spawn and each of the capture zones at match start.
Okay.
So you know we're looking to have a balanced map. Here, you know, we don't want to release something that's unbalanced right out of the gate.
Of course.
So yeah, that's essentially what I'm talking about when I say runtime parity. So equal for both teams. Getting back to the overview here. So when I placed my spawners in the map, I saw that I had equal runtime parity to capture zones B and C. So that was nice. But A was quite severely off-balanced. And so it wasn't a question of moving the spawner closer or further because then I would mess up my balance on the other 2 capture zones. So I kind of had to come up with some clever tricks to get balance on all 3.
Gotcha.
So starting here from the defender spawn, yes, there is a geyser, and let me tell you why. At first, you know, I removed all the geysers because I'm like, all right, we don't really need them, but essentially, I ended up adding 2 of them back in so that the defender team from match start has to navigate around the geyser to then get their footing inside capture zone A. So that kind of adds a few extra milliseconds, you know, because we're trying to be as precise as possible. The other thing we did here was we elongated the capture zone here, so it's much wider than it was even in a past event. So that also helped attackers get their foot in sooner. And from the attacker side, we created a new path from spawn. So here you have that little mountain of rubble and stone that goes off. And also on the side, you have this path that was always there in other game modes. But coming up here, this little portion here, normally there's a boulder that's blocking this area. So this is non-gameplay space. So I opened it up so that attackers could get a faster navigation path to capture zone A. And the other reason why I added the geysers back in was when you're standing in capture zone A, you had a little too much visibility on the defender spawn zone.
Gotcha.
So, you know, when the geysers are erupting, it kind of cuts that line of sight.
So let the defenders be a little sneaky on their spawn, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to give too much away.
Yeah. So that's some of the things we need to consider when converting these maps because, you know, they were designed a certain way, and sometimes you have open lines of sight in certain areas, so we need to be a little clever on how we can cut those lines of sights.
Gotcha.
Moving on to Capture Zone B here. Capture Zone, the minion lane will run through the Cathedral. And so this is actually going to be our first Dominion map with a roof over the minion lane.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so you're going to have to choose your feats.
Oh, so you
accordingly.
can't be arrow storming in there anymore.
Right?
Catapults in there for the minion
No,
lane.
exactly,
Ooh,
exactly.
okay.
So that'll be a, it's a nice change of flavor
Nice.
for the new Dominion map. You'll also notice that in the back there was previously a huge statue and a statue base kind of blocking the middle entrance of the cathedral. So I removed that so that players and minions can get in, access it a lot more comfortably.
Awesome.
And there's also a bridge now that players can take to navigate between capture zones A and C. So you're not forced to run through the minion lane to get to the other zone.
I still love that just the image of that warden just running by. Thank you for looping that, Max. It was amazing. Now, does the bridge there? It's kind of over the minion lane. Is there chances for drop attacks, or what are we doing over there?
So I did remove all the drop attack opportunities there since it's a narrower minion lane than other maps. So if it'd be like drop attacking fish in a barrel. So as the saying goes.
I feel like I'd be the fish in that scenario too. So thank you for that. Yeah.
So yes, and so now moving on to capture zone C here. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So for those of you who might have. For those of you who might have played a past event, this is pretty much kept as it was. Though I did remove a fire trap that was previously there because
that was spawned from a previously, like it was a bit of a perch there at one point, right?
Yeah.
For some Kevin individuals in the past.
Rip Kevin.
Oh man.
So that's pretty much it for the capture zones, the balancing, and all the thought process that went behind all that.
Wow.
So now I want to touch upon something that we talked about the previous time, the intro cinematics.
Ooh,
so quite a bit of work went there. Shout out to Amelie once again in the back. Yeah, she did a great job. It was again a learning exercise for us because we had kind of lost some of this knowledge, and Felix as well, our tech designer. They kind of had to retro engineer, how to make these happen once again.
Nice.
So now we have that skill set, we have that knowledge moving forward. So hey, I really hope players enjoy.
I can't see how they won't because I mean we've had a chance to play this internally. It's a ton of fun. It's just so nice and refreshing to have something new like this in Dominion. So it's great. So Edgar, amazing work. Looks incredible. And shout out to everybody else on the team who worked on this and contributed. So thank you all so much. And Warriors, you at home, the Cathedral for Dominion live next week, April 25th for everybody with the upcoming title update. And again, permanent. It's here. It's here for good.
That's
no
right.
more limited time. It is here. It's going to be in the rotation now from now on in Dominion when you do matchmaking. Available in custom matches if you want to go in and check it out for yourself. So it's the first Dominion map in a long time, and it's exciting. So it looks
and I hope to be back again in the near future.
Well, I hope so too. I hope so too. Yeah, there we go. No, all right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Alrighty, so we are going to show you just kind of a bigger video showing off the Cathedral converted map one more time, and
You captured Zone A.